politics now. Results coming in from key primaries, setting up a history-making race to run the state of Florida and in Arizona, where voters went to the polls just 3 days after the death of their Senator John McCain. Our senior national correspondent Terry Moran is there in Phoenix. And Terry, the battle now set for Arizona's other Senate seat. That's one of the biggest prizes in the midterms.
It sure is, George. Both sides gearing up for what's expected to be one of the closest and hardest fought races this fall. Democrats so eager to flip this rapidly changing red state blue. But the real stunner, as you mentioned, the Florida governor's race. And in that race, a microcosm of national politics, voters in both parties rejecting the establishment, looking for something new.
Are y'all ready to flip Florida blue?
Overnight, a major upset in Florida's governor's race, setting the stage for a bruising battle in November. On the left, Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, a Bernie Sanders-backed progressive, coming out on top over a favorite of the Democratic establishment.
I gotta tell you all, I am overwhelmed. There were just a few people who said that this moment would not be possible.
Gillum, the first black nominee for Florida governor for either party, now set to face off against President Trump's candidate of choice, Ron DeSantis. DeSantis, who campaigned as one of President Trump's strongest allies,
Build the wall.
was lagging in the polls just weeks ago, but that high-profile endorsement from the president ultimately put him over the top.
I'm not always the most popular guy in D.C., but I did have support from someone in Washington. If you walk down Pennsylvania Avenue, he lives in the White House with the pillars in front of it.
The president's already predicting a win in the general election, tweeting, "Ron will be a fantastic governor on to November." The battle over who could be the strongest ally of the president came to a head in Arizona's Republican Senate primary, too. Former fighter pilot Martha McSally toppling hardline conservatives, including Sheriff Joe Arpaio, to become her party's nominee.
I'm humbled and honored to now stand before you for the very first time as your Republican nominee for the United States Senate.
The president's gearing up for a tough battle, too, painting a dark, even violent picture of what losing the midterms would mean for his agenda, telling evangelical leaders at an event at the White House Monday night. They will end everything immediately, he said, according to the New York Times, adding, when you look at Antifa and you look at some of these groups, these are violent people. Well, the president trying to stoke his base there with fear. If you look at that Florida race, what you see is the polarized politics of the country. Democrats turned out in big numbers. So did Republicans. George? Yeah, it sets up a real battle in November. Terry, meantime, those first services for Senator John McCain will be in Arizona today. And yesterday on the Senate floor, his political wingman, Senator Lindsey Graham, his best friend, gave an emotional tribute.
If you want to help the country, be more like John McCain. I believe there's a little John McCain in all of us. And the little John McCain, practiced by a lot of people, can make this a really great nation. So, my friend, you did good. You lived in the shadow of a four-star father and a four-star grandfather. You always worried, would you disappoint? You did not.
He didn't disappoint the people of Arizona either. Talking to people here in Arizona, he didn't disappoint. His legacy very much alive, and they will say goodbye to him today, begin saying goodbye at the Capitol behind me. He will be lying in state at 10 o'clock this morning, Arizona time. His family will come and bring him. He will lay in the rotunda of the Capitol here. There'll be some private services. Then at 2 o'clock through the evening, Arizonans, thousands of them, expected to line up in the 104-degree heat to say farewell to an Arizona giant. Then again in the U.S. Capitol on Friday, of course, the funeral on Saturday. Terry Moran, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.